Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Sith Council. We're going to be talking about Bad Batch. It is one episode before the season finale. It's episode 15, part 1. And not only is it part 1, we found out that we're getting a Bad Batch season 2. So I got some people here to help me talk about it. We're going to do spoiler-heavy stuff. It's Sith Council. Let's do it.
I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Sith Council. Happy to have you back here. Thank you for being on the new SEN channel. Big thing is coming to the channel soon. So make sure you, if you're not subscribed already, check it out. Joined by this guy and joined by this lady.
Not a lot to say today, Mike.
What?
You just gave
I
the
give a head
nod.
nod. It was a head nod, a courteous nod.
A good day to you, sir.
Yeah.
A good day.
It's good to have everybody here. We're going to be talking about the Bad Batch. I mean, pretty much for the whole damn episode, because the main news is about Bad Batch and the episode in general. This was a really good episode.
Yep.
And I'll start right away. My favorite part about it, I went through like a roller coaster of emotions because we had Crosshair finally, okay, he's helping them out, and then I'm like, well, why did he just turn on? Why did he just turn good out of nowhere if he doesn't? If they haven't even gotten the chip out of him,
Yeah.
And then they get the big reveal. I moved my chip a long time ago, guys.
Yeah,
like he's just kind of gone out and
done his own thing,
and that's his philosophy of I love that part of the character. I thought that made so much sense. I thought that it was like, not everybody's going to be like these guys, and he's beaten down by the world, the galaxy. He's beaten down by it. He felt betrayed, and he said, okay. And I love that question. When did you get it removed? He goes, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's who I am.
Yeah, when do you think he got it removed, by the way?
I think probably after, what planet was that? Brockner, or the accident he had where he got burnt here?
You think it was after? You think it was after
yeah,
that?
around that.
That was a cool moment when you
Yeah.
didn't notice his burns. You
Yeah.
turned him over. It's like, oh shit.
He had such a good episode because the whole
Yeah, it's
season
about
you're
him.
just like, what is your deal, man?
Right.
You just from the beginning, just bad energy,
Yeah,
just wanting
bad
to murk
energy.
everyone.
He needs
And
a
then
crystal.
You really felt for him because the way he got Hunter was by saving some random clone, and they
Right.
didn't even go back once for a brother.
Right.
So I would be pissed too. It really humanized Crosshair in a way that I didn't think that we could.
Give him a solid argument as far as why he was pissed off. And all that stuff. He doesn't give a crap about those other people that he's with, and they even know it. They go, should we be keeping an eye on this guy? Because and they're like, the point is we're just trying to get his buddies here. The best part, the most emotional part of the entire episode was the end when they blew up the whole lab.
That was pretty cool
because it was that quiet moment when they were showing all the stuff. I remember even in Attack of the Clones, that scene when they're all eating, all the clones are eating there, and looking up, and that it's quiet first of all, and then it's like it's the end of it. They used a lot of the original score from John Williams.
Did when they landed their shuttle into the docking bay. It's like, oh, they're pulling up Attack of the Clones score, which is great.
It was great. It was a really good episode, and these are the types of episodes that you and I spoke about this last week, Seth. There's some episodes that you're like, okay, this is fine. Am I getting bored with it? And then they give me an episode like this, and it's like, this is the whole thing that they set up.
Yeah.
But this is, by all accounts, because at one point I said to myself, why didn't they just call this thing Clone Wars Season 8, whatever it was? But then I was like, well, the Clone Wars are over. So I understand why they don't. But
It's so connected to the Clone Wars.
So much so. And if it was just season 1, then I understand, okay, Bad Batch. But now that it's season 2, it's like the season 2 is coming. It's like, this is just a continuation. It's a spin-off. Like the Ropers. In such a dated stuff has no idea what we're talking about.
Three's Company, right?
Yeah. The Three's Company was a classic sitcom from back in the day, and the Ropers got their spin-off series that lasted not very long. It certainly didn't go season 2.
He was the neighbor for a bunch of seasons.
Yeah.
How come they didn't do Mr. Hurley?
Mr. Furley.
Furley. Why he should have had a.
I don't know if Don Knotts could have pulled off a full one by
Hey, go to the Regal Beagle, Jack.
Oh, the best. Steph is lost
with his cravat
all the way over my head.
So
you, Roxy, and Cam Rice, you'd be Three's Company.
Oh.
Just think of it like
Three's
that
Company
way.
is one of the best sitcoms of all time. But that's not this show. This show's Sith Council, and we
John Ritter would be a great member of the Bad Batch.
sure would.
Tripping over
the great John Ritter. So this was a really good episode. I thought that it set it up very nice. The fact that they stunned Crosshair at the end,
Yeah.
and then took his ass with them.
I know.
They can't leave him behind. He would have died.
But what's he gonna do though? How do you trust that
They'll
guy?
strap him down and they'll have a conversation.
And
He
then,
might
and
try-
then-
he'll
He's
and
not
try-
going to be let go.
He'll try and
He's
Is that all it
trying to be
takes?
nice.
He'll
So
try and
takes-
escape. He'll try and escape. You know. And
If that worked, then they got to work for me in Schmodown because I don't know how to do that.
Just
Make
talk to all of
how to
them.
make people be normal. I have no
Maybe
idea.
I love the tension between him and Omega, and I think that could be, maybe she could be the person that changes him, because I do think, sadly, this doesn't have to happen, but if we're following like a normal like hero's arc or a villain's journey with Omega, she has a mentor who she loves, and I think like the next step is that he dies. And then she would
So you
have
think
to
Hunter's gonna die?
maybe.
At the end of this
I think
season?
Hunter's might die sacrificing himself for
This
Crosshair
season?
and everyone.
do you
I
think?
don't know. I don't know
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
So, do you think something big is going to happen next episode?
Yes.
Because they announced season 2 already.
Yeah, no one's gonna die though.
But everyone was like, "Well, great. Now we know they're all living because we're getting 2."
At least, I
don't know.
At least the
don't know.
majority of them. I mean, something could happen pretty big at the end of it, but it's
Yeah,
like
I don't.
maybe Crosshair goes at the
Why-
end.
Yeah,
I don't know.
think it matters if one of them dies next season. They still do Bad Batch too. Like
I just
Tech
don't
or
think you
Echo.
can, I don't think you can do. I don't think you can kill Hunter off and do season
No, Tech
2.
or Echo's done. Didn't I say that last time?
Yeah, I
One of
think
those
so.
two.
At the
Yeah,
end of
I-
season
One of those
2,
two's
though,
gone.
I don't know though because they could keep them all together.
and just run it like
Yeah.
a more kid story,
Yeah.
which they totally could.
Yes, and here's what I'm saying. Like I still happy season 2's happening. I think there's a lot of people who just absolutely are over the moon with this show and love the show itself, and it's always good to have more Star Wars content. I would have been just as good if they said, "This is it, one off, done. We're moving on to the next animated
Me
series."
too.
Because I don't like how much more is left to tell on this story.
Or is this going to be like a Clone Wars where it's just like, hey, people loved it at the
And you're gonna
time.
keep doing more
we,
seasons.
we,
Yeah.
we,
Yeah.
we finally found our groove. We now have a groove.
True.
People love it. It's always talked about. So let's just keep a show.
I mean, it's true. You could. I mean, now that they set the thing
think
up
so.
with. I always forget the guy's name from Rebels, the one that they left with Sid.
Sid.
Oh,
on not
One of
not
the clones. One of the guys in
oh
Rebels.
not
Come on, champ.
Grill Grizz.
No.
no.
Grill?
No. But anyway, he the guy who one of the guys who's in the he's
They left him behind.
they left him behind but that whole storyline with Rex
Tez.
and all of them, it's not Tez.
No.
And the just audience is screaming at us right
Yeah.
now. But
Shep.
I hate
Ralph.
you.
It's Ralph.
Yeah,
Ralph. Let's
it's
just call him Ralph.
definitely Ralph Lauren.
But he's back. There's like Ferric or something. I can't remember. Something like that. Fezzik. It's like Fezzik.
Fezzik.
It's Fezzik from
yeah,
the
we're
from Princess
definitely
Bride.
getting closer.
But he's
All right, I'll look it up.
look it up, please, because
Fezzik.
because he's a main he's one of the main guys that Rex runs with in Rebels.
Yeah.
Right. And so that whole storyline and getting reconnected with Rex and then connecting obviously into the new trilogy is something that this series could do if they wanted it to. They could keep these guys alive for a very long time, connecting, the and even connecting into events that happen into Obi-Wan, connecting into Rogue One if they wanted to. Absolutely, they could. I don't know. I think they could have done other series as well, but
Because I think all of us went into Bad Batch. Like, part of the way the theory sold me was that it was a one-off. I don't know how to describe that, but I was
yeah, I know
like,
what you mean.
I thought it was going to be setting up the next things.
Gregor.
Or filling a hole.
thank you.
Gregor.
Close. Fezzik, Gregor.
Fezzik. Yeah, really good. But so I think I just need to shift gears and look at it more as a Clone Wars type show, because that's
Right.
not what I was looking at it as.
That's exactly what this is. You got to look at this now. Now that season 2 has been announced, you have to assume season 6 could be announced one of these days.
Yes.
Because it's not. This is not a one-off. I thought it was going to be like this one, very similar to. And I still don't. We don't even know if it's Book of Boba Fett. If that's one season, and we know it's like 5 or 6 episodes, but we thought it was one season. That could be 2 seasons. Unless there's a firm
But
announcement.
then it wouldn't be the second book of Boba.
The Boba Fett, I guess chapter 2, or
Well,
Boba.
I think
or you
every episode's gonna be a
That's what I
chapter.
think. I think each episode is a
It's a
chapter.
Yeah.
So it's just you're just continuing the book of Boba Fett, continuing.
Okay.
They're gonna.
Okay.
I think you play into the ratings, and you play into you see how it's gonna do, and you see.
Yeah, they can always change and
Yeah.
pivot.
I think it's fascinating to think of a chapter, each chapter of Boba Fett, and like I heard a rumor, and I don't know how true it is, that the whole thing it was during him in the Sarlacc pit trying to figure out how to get out, and all these things. His flashbacks are coming back at his life and all that, like figuring that out. But I think it's also something to be said that when he's in Jabba's palace, that you're just kind of flashing back to each one, whether it's in between Empire or all that. And speaking of Boba Fett, are we going to see him next season? And Cad Bane, now they set him up.
Someone said that you'd see Jyn next season.
Jyn would be really young too, wouldn't she?
Not Jyn. I'm sorry, Din.
Oh, Din.
Djarin. Din. However you say his name.
Didn't Djarin in the Bad Batch?
Bad Batch 2, they said. I was like,
he'd be really young.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know about that.
He'd be super young.
That'd be really hard to tie him
Is
into
it
the story
or Jin?
too. Yeah.
Din Djarin.
Oh.
Yeah, he'd be super young because he's like what 40 in the. I mean, I guess or he's mid-30s, whatever it is. But I guess he. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe not. He could be a teenager.
Could be
or
there.
Too.
Yeah, but then I'm like, well, we got kids again.
If they start messing around with the Mandalorians, also, it's I don't know. I think if you're gonna stick with the Bad Batch angles and the stuff that they're doing, you gotta stick. What I do hope for season 2, less episodes. I hope it's like 10 episodes.
I don't think it's going to, now that we're on this Clone Wars.
You think 13?
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like 22 episodes, 16 to 22 episodes.
10 works for me. 10,
me
I think
too.
you get the best. You get the best out of it. Like 16, it's just like, okay, now we need to fill that spot. So now they're going to go on a mission to this planet, and they need to rescue a strange animal that they don't know, and then Omega's going to get lost, and then she winds up helping them because they get captured instead.
And then we'll have the pink popcorn to celebrate.
Right. Yes, of course. Also, shout out to Crosshair for actually doing a sick maneuver for once when he.
Oh, that thing when he shot all the
killed like 10 of them at once. That was sick.
It was a good move, and but it also should be said. Why didn't he do that to the other clone? Why didn't he do that to the other clones last time?
No, there's so many times where I was like, your thing is shooting, and you're missing.
This is a good move, and that's true. And
your thing is shooting,
and you're missing.
And you're missing.
Yeah. I don't know. I am excited though that we're coming to the end of it for 2 reasons. One, let's see how it wraps up. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Yeah.
And also, I'm excited to do the rewatch of the movies.
I'm so excited
because for those people who don't know, we're going to be doing after Bad Batch ends. Our episodes will be each episode leading up to Book of Boba Fett will be about the movies, and we're gonna start from episode 1. And we're gonna do all the movies. We'll do them in like time chronological order. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, Rogue One,
Solo
first, right? Then Rogue One, then 4, 5, 6.
Are we doing Clone Wars?
No, because Clone Wars I think is to me Clone Wars ties more into the overall series of it, and I think that it was a theatrically released film, and I actually like it a lot more than I used to. But I would do that inside of a Clone Wars rewatch and Rebels. So
fair enough.
Just the
fair enough.
Live action movies at the moment. So we'll be doing all those, and you guys should be joining us for those. And then we should be, by the time we're done with that, we should be getting into Book of Boba Fett.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and so interesting though that this is coming out in 2022.
Did they say that? Is that what they said?
Yeah.
So they've been working on it for a while.
They had to.
Yeah.
You can't animation. Yeah. So they.
I mean, knowing
they knew.
They probably didn't even take a stop. They probably just kept going straight through.
They knew, and it's probably the Star Wars fan base is hardcore enough that you have your live action fans that are just gonna tune into the Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, and they're not going to go near the animation. Like, there's going to be a lot of people like that.
Sure.
But the hardcore fan base who does watch every episode is large enough for streaming that makes this show probably a big hit. So they probably knew it, and they go, okay, well, it's going to play. It's going to do well. Let's start working on it. Let's have things in, and then Disney Plus, like, yeah, go ahead. Let's confirm it.
Go ahead.
They've been working.
They have one actor doing 90% of the voiceover.
Yeah.
It's probably super easy to produce in comparison.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, so it's it was a no-brainer that if it's doing well, you do it. I would have been okay with either announcement. But the fact that you're at 100% right, they've been working on it. They already are finished with it. And then when did they say 2022? When is any announcement?
I don't know exactly.
There's going to be so much content in 2022.
I know.
So much.
I can't keep up with the stuff I've got to do now to watch.
Well, I mean, so look, if you have, I feel like we do this at least every 3 episodes on this show, but Book of Boba Fett is December.
Yeah.
And then we still don't know for sure if it's Obi-Wan or Andor first, right?
Yeah.
We don't know which. We think it's Andor.
Both.
They're both filming, but I think Andor started filming first.
Yeah.
So the question is, what comes out first, right? So you would assume, in this order is what you would assume. You assume Boba Fett. I'm going to say Andor. Then I'll say Obi-Wan. Then Bad Batch. And then Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That's what you would assume?
Yeah. You would assume.
You're going to get 5 shows Star Wars next year, if all things, because then in 2023, you Ahsoka, right?
Patty
Jenkins movie, Mandalorian season 4 maybe.
Book
of Boba Fett season 2 maybe, and then Bad Batch season 3 maybe.
Yeah.
So there's that's a good amount of content that they're gonna have, because what did Marvel had Loki, WandaVision. They're gonna have What If,
Falcon and Winter
Soldier.
They did all those this year.
Yeah.
Oh my
all this year.
Back to back.
But that's the
Plus 4 movies.
Plus 4 movies.
Yeah.
They're gonna, all 4 of them are released this year.
Widow.
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi's this year.
Eternals.
Yes,
and
wow.
Spider-Man.
Holy
Shang-Chi's in
moly.
like a month.
Spider-Man's also this year. Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Okay, so yes.
4 series, 4 movies. And Hawkeye's
now,
coming out too.
Black Widow doesn't necessarily count in all from what we're doing here, because it was supposed to come out last year.
Yeah.
So
none of their films count, because all those are supposed to come out last year.
So that's a different circumstance in general. But like when you look at that, when the way the releases are for that content in general, it's like you said, you're like, oh, all that came out. It wasn't overload, because even because they finished up. What was the first one? Scarlet Witch. The WandaVision was first.
Yep.
And then when that was over, people were jonesing for another one. And then Winter Soldier comes out.
Well, I'll say this. And maybe because the one was a little bit polarizing, one was so beloved. It felt like the Loki outshined Widow. Like, because its final episode came out like the same week as Widow.
Yeah.
And like, people talked about Widow for the first weekend, and then it was silence because Loki took a lot of that.
I think that's TV also, dude. I think that's TV also.
Yeah, but it is built because people fell in love with that show. And Black Widow, once a couple things happened, you're like, it took a dive its second week.
But also, I know a lot of people just hate Rise of Skywalker, and if it was better, who knows if the argument is the same. But that movie comes out, and Mandalorian comes out. Nobody's talking about Rise of Skywalker. Everybody's complaining about it. They stop complaining about it, and then everybody starts talking about Mandalorian. Yeah. Because you have more time with the characters.
Yeah.
You have more time to enjoy it, and it's like, it's a serialized story that just keeps going, and that's why I still think, like, I'm excited for Patty Jenkins' movie. I want to see Patty Jenkins' movie. But I am. Obi-Wan is probably the most hyped I've been for a show or any Star Wars content since like Phantom Menace came out.
Yeah.
Because there's so much. Someone did a fan trailer to it recently, like, and they just took old footage of, like, I think that Obi-Wan played like Jesus in Ewan McGregor played Jesus in a movie, and they used the footage of him like walking around in the desert
with a cloak.
But they put a lot of clips from like Vader and all this, and it obviously was fan made, but it still brought up a lot of the possibilities of what could happen. This person had like Darth Maul in it, and Darth Maul cannot be in this series. Can't be. I mean, he could show up and not find Obi-Wan, but it would totally,
or in like a past vision.
I can't put Maul in there.
But this is the other thing though. Now that Filoni has such a massive role in the creative, there's he's not going to negate what he set up.
Yeah.
Like because for those people who are like, why couldn't Maul be in it? Because Maul's been searching for Obi-Wan.
Why couldn't Maul be in it?
He's been searching for him. He's been searching for Obi-Wan. It's driving him nuts, and that's what he needs Ezra for in Rebels, to help him find him. And he finally finds him on Tatooine.
It would change everything.
After all these years, he finally finds him, and it's like, oh well, they met up again. And somebody goes, well, the argument could also be the same. What about Vader? They set up the fact that Vader, the last time they fought, because you can maneuver that. You can manipulate some of the conversation that happened, because the only one I want to see how they're going to tiptoe around is when he says, because it's not the last time I left you, I was but the learner, because he can still feel that he was a learner when he was fighting Obi-Wan in this series. He can still feel that. The one that I want to see how they're going to get around is is well, shoot, I just completely lost the train of thought when it's maybe that was the one, the master and the learner. I'm trying to figure. There's a couple different conversations that they have.
Yeah.
It's not the Obi-Wan once felt like you did, like, because that would explain all that. That's the whole reason, the basis behind this conversation. I think it's I don't know. There's a lot of different conversation inside of what they talk about. That
right. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't think we would get Maul.
Yeah, Maul doesn't make sense to me.
But I'm so excited for the Obi-Wan. Just the whole thing, the whole production team behind it, everything is working right, and I just can't wait to see the first. When do you think we'd get a first trailer?
Celebration, maybe.
When's Celebration?
Celebration is in May of
next year.
So
no.
Like Andor, if it comes out in October.
I think Andor comes out. If you let's look like again. So let's go back to Marvel stuff. Scarlet Witch came out in April. I keep saying Scarlet Witch.
It came out.
WandaVision
no,
came
July.
Out.
Oh, no, March.
March. Okay, so WandaVision comes out in March.
Yep.
And then Falcon and Winter Soldier comes out in July.
Falcon
May.
came out in March. It was 1 week after.
Yeah, WandaVision was January.
Oh,
okay, WandaVision was January, so 2 months later.
March was Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Okay, so 2 months later, and then Loki was
May.
Yeah, May or June.
May or June.
Okay, so they're in between like 2 or 3 months. So Boba Fett comes out in December. So let's say February, March is Andor.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think June, July is Obi-Wan, and you get maybe a bigger trailer at Celebration in May for Obi-Wan.
When do you think Clone Wars is dropping?
Not until the same time, like probably. What did Clone Wars drop this year? Like June, July?
Batch,
Bad Batch.
Bad Batch.
Is that the same?
Yeah.
Was it? I think
June,
they'll push. I think they'll push that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think it'll be pushed a little bit because, and what you might see at Celebration is a trailer for Mandalorian season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's probably
for the fall drop.
We'll have a lot of conversations about that show, obviously, and Celebration as it gets closer. But the other thing I've talked about many times over here, ladies and gentlemen, on the show is, where did it go? I'm trying to find it. This has been a day, everybody. It's been an absolute stupid day, and there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, very excited to let you guys know about MeUndies. And if you didn't know already, that we've been working with MeUndies for quite a while from the Schmoes No days. And they are back working here for Sith Council. And I'm happy that you guys get a chance to hear more about MeUndies. MeUndies is the premier, whether you have boxers, and I use them quite often, and I love them. And I'm going to give you a little bit more of the breakdown. Just a moment. This is a hell of a show. I got to tell you, hell of a show today. Technology can what's the word? Eat my feet. They can just eat my feet. It is. I'll get back to it. I'm going to get back to it in a second because this is it took us a while to even get this started this morning. And now I can't even figure it out.
We should check. I know Mike would love this. If there's a retrograde.
I don't get that. The Mercury in retrograde?
Yeah.
Is that just an excuse for everyone to act like a-holes?
No, but
I think it
does mess up technology.
I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah.
Listen.
All right. So here we go once again. So MeUndies, ladies and gentlemen. People always say all the time, imagine everyone in their underwear to make you feel more comfortable. As if imagining a room full of strangers down to their skivvies is what makes us comfortable. MeUndies believes that comfort does not start with imagining, but instead it starts with actual comfort. And that's why they make the softest undies in the fun prints to help you feel comfortable at your core so you can feel ready to take on anything. No half-naked room necessary. I have been using MeUndies forever. I love them. Wearing them right now. MeUndies designs limited edition prints. Like all the time, you can express yourself every day. Building your undie collection and picking out what lucky pairs get to meet your butt for that day has never been so fun. You choose prints with corgis on them, chicken nuggets, zodiac signs, Star Wars, goofy puns, more and more. MeUndies also releases collabs with some pretty big names. The Rolling Stones, Space Jam and the new Legacy. You got to grab them fast because once they're gone, they are good. They're gone for good. So you got to cue that saddest violin there. MeUndies has a great offer for Sith Council listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping. MeUndies also has their problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with any products for any reason, they're going to refund it or they'll exchange it. There's no caveats, no questions. If you want 15% off, you should really try it. I mean, I know a lot of people who have been listening to Sith have been trying it. Well, try it again. You guys get 15% off your first order, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee. Go to MeUndies.com/Sith. MeUndies.com/Sith. I have been talking about MeUndies for years. I continue to do so. I absolutely love MeUndies, and I was thrilled. I was thrilled when they came back to sponsor the show because they're fantastic. You should check it out. All right, so heading on over to, is there anything else in the world of Star Wars that we should be covering here? Because it
seemed like that was the reveal of the season 2. Like everyone else was like, yeah, we're not going to, let's not say anything else this week. We're just going to cover that.
Let's let it simmer.
Reactions seem to be pretty big, though, and people seem to be pretty excited.
Yeah. There's a loyal following to the show.
Yeah.
You know, a big, they love the characters. I mean, like you said, did I need another one? No. Will I watch it? Sure.
Right.
Does it need to be 18? No.
You think it will be, though?
Oh, yeah.
Or 16?
I think so.
16.
Yeah.
They
seem to like to be pretty consistent, whether it is a short show, like Mandalorian didn't jump to different episodes, like a bigger thing in season 2.
No, I think it's a Filoni thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't think
I
don't think it's a thing where they say, okay, we need 16, like a lot of times happens. I think it's him going, no. I don't believe that he believes that any episode that comes out, because he's producing these, that any of these episodes are filler to him.
Yeah.
Right? I think he believes that each one of them has a purpose one way or another. Yeah. So to him, all 16 are necessary.
It's like a structure that he's been doing.
Yeah.
I think, was Avatar 16 episodes too? No, they were more. I think those are 22 episodes.
I never watched those.
So good.
Everyone tells me that.
But yeah, he must have some sort of structure that he likes to hit, character notes, beats, like action sequences that he feels 16 does.
I think he just feels, even those what we think of as filler are character building.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I am excited to do these rewatches, though. I think that, like I said, I'm just gonna throw it up on the screen, check it out, and watch the Phantom Menace. I'm actually excited to watch the Phantom Menace.
I like Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
it really kind of came up on my rankings over the past couple of years.
I want to be a pod racer. Yeah, I love Phantom Menace.
And some other films have really dropped.
The sound in that movie is out of control. It's so good.
It's a game.
I'm looking forward to it. So we're hoping that you guys will join us too. I mean, there is something to be said about, I don't know if it's going to be possible, but to try to do like a watch along on Twitch.
Yeah,
I don't know what the rules are there.
That.
I don't know what the rules are on Twitch is what you can watch, copyright and all that. But we are, speaking of Twitch, every day, 10 to 12 p.m., SCN Live has been there. How are you enjoying it so far on Twitch?
It's so fun.
Yeah.
I really get what Ben and everyone was saying about the community aspect of it. It's just such a better way to connect. And what's cool, it's like YouTube, I feel like you don't connect with other communities, but this one you do.
Right,
like
you can raid people.
Yeah,
you
raid people, like the whole app. So the viewership's been really dope over there.
The first episode did amazing. It was one of the best. It was the highest watched show that we've done on Twitch, whether it was, well, we did the Star Wars tournament, which we were on the front page, so that doesn't really count. But it's been doing really well over there, 10 to 12, and for a lot of people who didn't understand why we were doing it, and I saw, somebody was like, "Oh, bad move moving to Twitch." It was the best move we ever made. It was great move moving it over there. Very interactive. So please go and check that out. Big Thing is moving. We were going to move it on Monday, but we're going to push it one more week. And August 16th, it will move. So thank you to Mike and Steph and to all you guys here. Thank you for joining us on the show. We'll see you guys very, very soon. Make sure that you subscribe to the podcast feed also. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger.